And we're live! Huzzah!
Hello, live people, if you are there.
Huh?
I said hello, live people, if you are there.
I don't think there are any. Not yet. um, well, for the empty audience, would you like to give an intro?
I am Jayce Maxwell, author and editor. I edit for Rose City Editing. The book that I'm working on for myself is Blood of the Masked, and that is a sort of middle ground new adult, I guess. But that's kind of not really a thing anymore, from what I've heard. So I'll say it's an adult urban fantasy. Um, I normally stream on Saturdays at 4 Eastern. And I think that is it for now.
Okay. Um, just in case somebody comes by and doesn't know me, I am Fee and or Tiffany Clark, depending on what you would prefer to call me, what genre I write at the time, and so on and so forth. Look, there's a kitty.
There is a kitty.
Okay,
There's
anyway.
two kitties.
Yes, a mama kitty and her baby. Anyway, I stream usually on Wednesday, 4:30 Eastern. Unfortunately, I was asleep during this one, so that didn't happen. But yeah, I don't want to go through this again. I've already introduced myself like 3 times today. I am so done. Anybody who's watching this knows me anyway. All right, so do you want to get started on a sprint here in like 2 minutes?
Sure, we can do that.
All right, in the meantime, I'm going to actually look up the YouTube video for the sprint. What are you writing? Like, what is your book like about? Like, if you have like an elevator pitch or something like that.
I don't have an elevator pitch right now. My synopsis can get kind of meandering. I'll just say my main character is closeted, white passing, mixed race. And he has a curse that makes him basically a supercharger for other supernatural things. And he is trying to hide all of those things. So,
Hi, cat. Oh, sorry, cat butt.
yeah, he does not want to, he doesn't want to be out, and he is a lot more comfortable living in the privilege of the white world. And the fact that his blood is super powered and everybody could use it to basically end the world if they got hold of it, means that he wants to keep that hidden too, which is why my book is Blood of the Masked, because he is masking himself as much as he can.
Yeah, like every aspect.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. I heard you kind of briefly a couple of times mention what it was about, especially during like Alex streams or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Back when he did his stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that sounds hella interesting. Kind of refreshed my memory of what's going on.
Yeah. It's in editing at the moment. There's a chapter that I need to completely rewrite because I had ideas for it, but at the moment, every time I look at the page, I'm just like, okay, come on, brain, connect to it, start.
Yeah.
And my brain's like, how about no?
What is going on? Why is this being weird and not showing most of the timer?
There it is.
Wait. Maybe if I like, I don't know. Whatever. Whatever. You get to see like the bottom of it, I guess. I will start the timer here in 3, 2, 1. Sprint. All right, so our sprint is done, and we can do this now. Jayce, how'd you do?
I continued trying to wake up. Um, I am working on actually. I found out that a game that I played has been running an event for the better part of a week, and I missed most of it. So I'm
Oh,
playing catch up.
okay. Playing games can be productive. I don't care what people say. um, Unfortunately, you can't see either of our beautiful faces, but my beautiful face will be back on as soon as I'm done smoking. I just didn't want to give YouTube any sort of reason to drop this
Right.
stream because I'm so sick of being booted. um, Meadow, if you're still in the comments or whatever, how'd you do? Or anybody else who's watching, who I don't think there is anybody. Uh, in the meantime, while we're waiting for replies, um, did I tell you what my
I
current
don't
book
think
is
so.
about? All right, so I put my passion project on hold because there's a lot of research involved and I want to get something published eventually, like sometime soon. So I'm currently working on my rapid romance release with light fantasy. And it, nobody says that they've ever seen this Tumblr post, but I swear to God, it was like everywhere at one point in time where like they they bring up like what if there was certain ways that you could tell who your soulmate was, you know, like um, getting their name tattooed on you from birth or like a stopwatch that counts down the time until you meet them or you know something like that. And I thought it would be cool to write a romance series based around that, only how it could fuck up.
That's
So
actually a kind of cool idea.
that's what I'm doing.
I like taking concepts and running with them, so I fully support that.
Yeah. I bet you there's at least some flash fiction or something like that based on it, but because it was a really popular Tumblr post. But um, I hope that I'm having an interesting twist on it, seeing how it can fuck up.
It sounds pretty cool.
So in this first, yeah, in this first book, it's going to be a different universe each
Hmm.
book in the series. Um, and in this first one, it's the idea is you only see the shades of the color of your true love's eyes until you meet them and lock eyes with them. Then you see the full
Okay.
hue. Um, and the twist is, I mean, I don't care if I give it away right now. It's going to be a while before it's published. Nobody ever watches my streams. So, uh, so the twist is that she is actually in love with the guy who she thinks is her soulmate's
Oh,
sister.
that works.
Oh, and we got Meadow here who's watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Hell yes. And snuggling with her child. That sounds like an amazing time. Um, I'm actually in a Facebook group for Brooklyn Nine-Nine. It's called a group where we all pretend to be Boyle cousins or something like that. I don't know if
I
you've
have
ever
not.
watched Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Jayce. It's pretty funny. I mean, as far as top
Right.
comedies go.
I hear people really like it.
Um, I mean, it's got Andy Samberg in it, so I mean,
And he is yum.
yeah. Um, so I want to chat for another like 4 minutes, but there's not people to really chat with. So bring up a
Oh,
topic. Entertain us, Jayce.
Uh, how do you wake up? I don't know.
Me, it's a nice tall glass can, rather, of Monster and a couple smacks in the face.
Hmm. I haven't tried the face smacking.
That's my. Oh, all right, going inside now. I'm talking kind of loud and it's midnight.
So if I'm gonna try the face smacking, does that mean I need to try and open up Grinder?
Hell yeah. Oh, so in I didn't want to ruin Sako's stream, or was it Savvy's? I don't remember. I think it was Savvy's stream. I didn't want to ruin it with my perverse mind, but I don't mind ruining mine. Um, so Devin, I've mentioned, is one of my favorite viewers because he always pops up like first and always has something interesting to say. And he's like, "Oh, I finally have a fan," and not the only kind, not the one that only blows air. And I'm like thinking to myself, "Oh, I blow a lot of things. Thank you."
Well, you know I have a dirty mind.
Yeah. Oh hell yeah. Oh,
Yes,
it's dark.
it's Shadowfee.
Come on. Come on. Oh, this damn light isn't on. Hold on. Um, while I am doing this, why don't we get ready for another sprint? It's not quite as late as I wanted it to be, but I want to get productive too.
Yeah, I know what I
So,
should be working on. I should be working on stuff for
20 minutes good for you,
what?
or do you want to slow down? Is 20 minutes good for you, or do you want to slow
That's
down?
fine. I'm not sure which direction slowing down is.
I mean, like, would you prefer like a 15 or a 10?
Oh no, 20 works really well.
Okay,
Um,
I will do a 20-minute then, and hopefully figure out this lighting situation.
but yeah, what I should be working on is stuff for our Rose City editing website because
Oh yeah.
we need to get the information to Cache so that she can put it in the website.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Alrighty. We will start in 3, 2, 1. Good luck at being productive. All right, that's it for the sprint. I said you could see my beautiful face, but this angle is not very flattering, so you get to see my ugly face. um, but I have to sit like this because the computer will overheat
Makes
otherwise.
sense. I was actually productive, but not in a sitting down writing kind of way. I scooped
How
cat
are you
litter, I
productive?
put dishes away, I got my butt up and did stuff.
Oh, hell yeah. Good job. I was only semi productive and wrote about 215 words.
215 more towards your goal.
Ugh, yup. Let's see, how many words do I have total on this manuscript? About 9,500. So, 45, no, 40.5K to go before the 19th.
I keep
Uh,
having to mute myself to clear my throat out. For some reason, it's super phlegmy.
I get like that in the morning all the time. Unless it's like summer, like it is now. Then I'm like dry as hell, just all throughout my entire body because I don't drink water.
I don't usually get like this, so I'm wondering if I'm coming down with something, which, during these times is kind of scary.
Yeah.
It's like even coming down with a cold, it's like, what do I have? What do I have? What do I have?
Yeah. The good thing is, though, if you're coughing and stuff is coming up, it's probably not COVID because it's generally a dry cough.
Okay, stuff is coming up.
Lovely. I mean, on one hand, yay, good for you, and on the other hand, ew.
Ew.
Uh,
So yeah, maybe it's just like a cold or some allergies or something, which
mm.
I can deal with those. I do
Ooh,
not want.
yay. Okay, so we got some people in. Came upstairs to do to the good computer and got my document open. You know what? That's productive in itself. Ooh, and opened my can of tea.
But
Oh, yeah.
is the tea hot? Probably not.
If it's in a can, I hope not.
I don't have no tea, but if I did, it would be hot.
And then we got Stephanie here with 241 words, 17,312. Long way to go. I feel that, Stephanie. I feel that. At least you're further than I am. Well, I mean, I don't know. Are you going for a 50K manuscript or are you going for longer than that?
50K would be really way too short for anything that I'm writing.
Yeah. Well,
Well,
I mean,
it's urban fantasy, so there's got to be world building and a
yeah.
lot more plot stuff.
Ooh, peace tea, fresh from the fridge. I like peace tea. They're a good brand. Metal. Uh, let's see.
But I am waking up, so that is a plus.
Yay! Yay, waking up. I mean, what time is it there?
Well, my sleep schedule is different.
Oh.
So I woke up at 1:30, but I'd gotten 7 hours of sleep.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. Oh, she's aiming around 70K because it's fantasy. Okay, so maybe percentage wise, you're about where I'm at. All right. Um, let's see. I want to talk about something interesting and inspiring. Uh, but I'm dead. um. Oh, did you get to see the image that I sent in the chat?
Image in the
Inspiration
of
Xavier.
the character. Yes, I did see that.
Isn't he a good looking guy?
Hmm.
Oh, Xavier is like my favorite character. I like Xavier more than my main character.
So you're staying
Um,
in your main character's head and not jumping out.
right. Hmm.
I've been reading a lot of multiple POV stuff recently, so
Well, I'm not wanting this to be too complex because it is going to be a rapid release and each book is
right.
self-contained. Um, because it's going to be a different universe each book, so it's non-episodic. Um, so I don't want it to be too complex or anything like that. I just want it to be a fun little read that people get interested in, you know?
Hmm. Yeah, it's what is that show? It's like Twilight Zone-ish,
Oh
but
yeah, kind of,
but,
basically.
there's like a newer one out, and I cannot remember what it's called.
I'm bad
It's
at names and I don't watch TV, so
yeah. Anyway, it's like that, except it's the romance version
yeah.
where each one is standalone and it might as well be its own universe because the rules are different.
Yep.
But it's almost anthology like.
Yeah. All right, we got Meadow aiming for 80K or more. See, that is my plan for my passion project that I put on hold. Oh, and she currently has 58K? Not bad, not bad. Getting close.
Mine was 104K, and I have a new chapter for it, which will bring it up to probably 110.
Yeah.
Which it's like, yep, that's a little bit heftier.
I mean, but like during the editing process, don't you usually cut a lot?
It depends on how much you need to cut. I tend to get pretty complex with the interwoven plots,
Mm,
and I tend to seed a lot of stuff in there.
yeah. Um,
Uh,
we
oh, go ahead.
we have Meadow who's writing a new adult urban fantasy mystery. Ooh. And people are suggesting either Outer Limits or American Horror Story for the show that you're talking about.
Nope, it's neither of those. I'm actually looking it up. It's been pretty popular. Um, Black Mirror.
Black Mirror. Oh, that's a good one. I don't want to compare my book to Black Mirror. That might be insulting.
No, but it would be the same feel where
Mhm.
each one is a different, uh, you know, a different type of twisted.
Yeah. And we have Meadow here congratulating you on how great your book is.
Well, thank you. I'm glad it can entertain, which is the main drive I have.
For sure.
Entertain and possibly educate.
Um what with the books that you write, do you ever have any problems like writing a main character who is not your sexuality?
I don't.
I can't do it because like I'm
No, I
pan.
mean I don't do it.
Oh yeah, like because I'm pansexual and it's like everybody's so tasty. Why should I limit my poor main character?
And with the style of pansexual you seem to be and present, you will probably run into the thing that comes that the bi community is saying is, something they don't want to see in their books, and that's the promiscuous bi. The-
Yeah,
And it's just like I understand that you feel that's an overused trope, but that doesn't stop them from existing.
Yeah. And I feel like since I am one of those,
Uh-huh.
I have the right to write it.
Exactly. I have a problem with people saying that you can't write X, Y, and Z characters this way because
Mm-hmm.
they're harmful tropes and they're overused. It's like, except they exist
Yeah.
in real life.
One
And
thing that I will not do is the cheating trope
Mhm.
of bisexual characters because cheating pisses me off
Yeah,
beyond belief. And it is doubly not okay for people to use the fact that they're bisexual as a reason to cheat.
right. And that one is kind of harmful as well because a lot of the straight and gay slash lesbian people who date bi people have a hard time wrapping their head around the fact that the bi or pan person is choosing to be with them,
Mm-hmm.
and that means that they're choosing to be with them as a person, and that means that they're not looking for somebody else.
Yeah. Like, just because I'm attracted to any gender, whatever, it doesn't mean that I'm wanting one from each. I'm not fucking picking them. I mean, that being said, I don't have anything against being poly.
Right.
Personally, not poly. And that's definitely not cheating because there's a
An agreement.
consensual
Yep.
agreement between all parties.
But yeah, monogamous relationships have different rules.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just, and I struggled with that for a while because I dated guys that
And that's definitely not cheating. Sorry, hold on. Because there's a. There we go. Sorry.
I struggled with that for a while because it was hard for me to wrap myself around the fact that my boyfriends that were pan or bi um, weren't looking for a female as well.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so I understand, and it's not the pan or bi person's fault. It's an issue that the straight or gay slash lesbian has to work through and figure out. But the issue comes up where some of them don't, and those ones that don't work through it become problematic and start spewing their problematic views all over the world.
Yeah. Real quick, let's look at the comments real quick. Meadow says that she is bisexual, but the main character in her book is straight. One of her love interests is straight, and the other is bi. And here I am over here being poly and in an open relationship. Good for you if you can do it. If that's what you want and that makes you happy, do it. I'm just completely monogamous. So, pretty much impossible for them to cheat on each other. That's good. I mean, I would communication at least of some form, but if you have an agreement, whatever works for you.
And also that bi relationship thing applies to the poly relationship as well, because a poly person dating a monogamous person is choosing to, well, it's either choosing to not be poly, well, not act on the poly,
Mm-hmm.
and the monogamous person can sometimes get really sketchy about thinking that the poly person needs more than them.
Yeah, I do feel that like on a deep level because the love of my life happens to be poly, and so like I'm always concerned. Not so much that they're gonna cheat on me, but that he's not satisfied with just me. and I feel like I have to step up my game or some shit like that.
Mhm.
It's just like an inner sort of self-esteem thing that I have to work out because, I mean, he doesn't want anyone but me. It would be
Yeah.
cool, but if I can't handle it, he wants to stay with me and only me. So,
It does come down to a matter of the person who is, either straight/gay lesbian or the monogamous person just
mhm,
having to accept that they are enough
mhm.
for their partner, but that fear that they will never be what their partner wants is just overwhelming at times. And it's tough, but
It is.
it's also all generally in the gay/lesbian or monogamous head.
Mhm. We have Stephanie here, was once in a poly relationship for nearly 3 years. You can't cheat if you're doing things correctly, but everyone has to be open, you know? Yeah, see, that's the main thing with being poly, is it takes a lot of communication skills.
Mhm.
Like, I've tried to be in a poly relationship. It did not work out. 1, because I'm monogamous, and 2, because some members of the polycule weren't exactly vocal about their needs and wants. And
Mhm.
that just, it didn't work out.
Oh, that is another issue that drives me nuts is the partner who is not satisfied but will not speak up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was my ex. That was my
Oh,
ex-fiance. That's why he left. It's like there were
oh.
problems. I'm like, but I told you that I would be willing to work through any problems if we just talked about them.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I can understand, like, I personally have a problem with being very open, um, primarily because, um, again, the low self esteem. So sometimes I worry that I am a little over dramatic and I need to just shut my mouth and deal with things. So I sometimes I don't bring up things, but if it's like relationship breaking, I mean, then I definitely bring it up. I just have more trouble with the small pet peeve kind of things.
Hmm.
Hold on a second. My brother's up and he should not. Oh, look at that cute picture.
I wanted to look at something sexy.
Is that anyone in particular or just a cute guy that you found on the internet?
Well, that is actually one of the actors that's in a recent season of the Power Rangers,
Oh,
but I just he looks like how I imagine my character Michael to look.
oh, nice.
Just that very sexual smirk.
Mm-hmm. He's pretty good at that. Open communication is very important to be poly. You have to discuss your limits and respect those limits. Very much so. Boundaries are like exceedingly important in a poly relationship because
Mhm.
it is very easy for you to accidentally cheat or for somebody else to accidentally cheat if not everybody is being open um, and setting boundaries and all of that stuff. So, and you can't just say it's fine and hope you get used to it. Yeah, I know. Huh. That's something that I'm dealing with right now. I am not perfect.
But you can tell your partner that I'm not sure if I'm fine with that. We can test it out
Hmm.
and decide later.
Yeah, yeah, I've been relying on that pretty heavily. Had a friend ask me about poly stuff because his girlfriend wanted to do it. Kept saying he didn't want to, but wanted her to be happy. Ooh.
Ooh. Yeah, that's a recipe for heartbreak.
Oh my. Of course he didn't ever talk to her about it. Man. I mean, on one hand, like, I don't want to be a cage for Ozzy or the love of my life. Pretend I didn't say his name. That's not his name. I'm just kidding. On one hand, I don't want to be a cage for him, but on the other hand, like, there are ways that we can work through his desires because I might not be poly, but I am pansexual, and if he finds a girl or a guy that he's interested in, I am so down for the sexual part.
Yep, because that is another aspect. Because even in a monogamous relationship, a group thing isn't cheating
Yeah.
if that's in your rule set.
Yeah, of course. Like, just like a poly relationship, you have to set boundaries really well with a monogamous relationship. It's just not quite as dire from the get-go.
Right, because that is one thing with partners with me. It's like, yeah, you do not sleep around behind my back, but if you want to bring them over and include me, that's cool.
Hell yeah. I am totally down. I mean, as long as it's not going to be problematic in the future, which for some reason my boyfriend has a magical penis, and every woman who sleeps with him falls madly in love with him. And it's like, come on now. um, but yeah, so it's a little concerning, and I have to make sure that, the person that we bring in is fully aware that nothing is going to escalate into a romantic relationship. But yeah, threesomes are great, really great. I very much agree. They're fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Especially when it's me, him, and another girl. Because, like, then I get both. And I'm like, yes. Oh, wow. We devolved into relationship real talk. And we haven't been sprinting.
Yes, but we've been entertaining.
Yes, we have. And somewhat productive in case anybody's watching and needs to know about poly and monogamous relationships and such.
Because it is important to understand that and understand your own limitations.
Very much. The part that I struggle with the most is setting boundaries. I suck at it. But I never stop trying.
So
All
for
right.
our next sprint, do we want to, if we do a 25, then I can probably fit a shower in.
Okay. Yeah, I'm totally down with a 25-minute here. Let me change this. Hold on. Damn it. No. There we go. All right, we'll go ahead and start the sprint in 3, 2, 1. Get showering. All right, so that was the sprint. Hopefully Jayce is back, and if not, then hopefully he'll be
He is
back
back.
soon. Yay! How was
Shower was
shower?
interesting. My shower thoughts went in directions that were not productive to my life.
Oh,
No, I was constructing a sort of a press release damage control for Shane Dawson, basically. Yeah, it's
oh,
just stuff that sticks in my mind and just doesn't go away.
I see. Well, I mean, usually my shower thoughts are arguments that I would never have with people in situations that would probably never happen. So,
Yeah.
you know, more productive than mine usually are.
Well, I mean, it's the same level of productive where it has nothing to do with reality in your life.
Oh, Sage did not realize the sound was so high. Oh, and Meadow keeps listening to Billie Eilish songs. She's
I
a good
need to
artist.
listen. I need to listen to something of hers sometime. I keep putting it off.
She's got an interesting sound. It's very different. Like, whenever one of her songs comes on my Pandora, I'm like, is that Billie Eilish? I think that sounds like Billie Eilish.
What kind of sound is it?
Sort of like a half pop, half talking rap.
Hmm.
It's very different. Like, I usually don't like either of those things, but together I guess they're good.
Meadow's been watching all the Shane Dawson stuff. No, see, it's irritating me because I know where he's coming from
Mm,
and I know what his intentions are with it. And I'm seeing how much people are twisting it
yeah.
to just bury him because they are so interested in drama. And
I
it's a
mean,
matter.
personally, I don't like the guy. I don't like anything about him. His face kind of makes me angry just seeing his face. Don't know why, but his face makes me angry. So, I personally don't give two fucks about what people think of him.
Yeah, it's just a hot mess right now because his comedy and sense of humor from the past just
Mm,
keeps resurfacing to bite him in the ass.
okay, yeah, that's not cool. I mean, people grow.
Yeah, and doesn't matter how many times he apologizes for it, people
Mm,
keep bringing it up and trying to rebury him with it.
that's not cool. Okay, maybe I give a little bit of a fuck what people think of him. Like,
And
hate him for who he is now. Hate him for his fucking face. Don't hate him for his past.
and part of the reason why it's keeps being an issue is people are not happy with the way he's apologizing and the words he's using, and that's what my brain was working in, is to, you know, tell them the stuff that they've actually been wanting to hear
Mm.
come from him. That
Well, in the comments, Sage's shower thoughts are typically, what is she going to be eating next? I love her fucking list. uh Love watching famous people's lives fall apart. I don't think that makes you a bad person.
Schadenfreude, or however it's pronounced, is
Yeah.
very common.
Amazing voice for jazz. She does. College Rock, updated for the K-pop generation. I can kind of see. Ooh. Well, that's not cool.
Right. It is not cool, but the years he was doing it,
Mm.
see, the thing he needs to actually address when he's telling people stuff is that he knows now that it was wrong and how problematic it was at the time, and actually get into why. And that's what people are, they're not seeing, and they're just saying that because they're not seeing that he's automatically, you know, 100% racist and a pedophile because he hasn't, you know, talked about the actual impact things have had.
Yeah. More damning evidence about Shane Dawson.
Yeah.
That I was clearly not a fan.
See, that the makeup, the beauty guru drama stuff, I don't know what to believe because I don't believe anyone in that whole thing. I think everyone is making up stories, and the truth is just that they're trying to bury each other.
Oof. Sage, not a Shane Dawson fan, never have been. Found him super annoying, and it's like, yeah, I feel that on a
Yeah,
deep
now the
level.
annoying stuff, that is 100% valid. If you don't like him because he's annoying, then
Yeah,
that is not something he has to apologize for. That's just he's not for you.
yeah. I mean, I feel bad for disliking him so much because of his face. I don't understand what it is. Every time I see him, I just feel rage.
I think who you would really love is his future sister-in-law,
Oh,
Morgan Adams. She is a, how do I describe it? A beautiful disaster.
oh,
She is just, she's delightful to watch.
okay. I'll have to look up and see what that's about.
Like, she has all these like fun ideas, but because she is a walking dumpster fire, she just messes everything up.
Oh,
She's like the clumsiest person on earth, and doesn't actually read the fine print of anything.
lovely. Stayed out of the whole thing. Yeah, I agree. Like, if he still has problems, he needs to change. But I think from what I've heard, he's grown from most of it, at least.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
No,
my
she is actually very, very pretty.
God. I'm gonna have to look her up now. What is her name again?
Morgan Adams.
Wow, she is really pretty.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she's got this whole blue-eyed blonde hair thing that I'm not super into, but she pulls it off really well.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and we lost Fee. Let's see. Now needs to make sure the toddler is asleep and not keeping Jordan awake. Always a good thing.
Sorry about that. I accidentally closed StreamYard.
I was just reading comments.
Need to go make sure the toddler is asleep and not keeping Jordan awake. Yeah, you go do that. And now it's the Jayce show. Yup.
I was not planning on running a stream this morning. Oh, I feel so much more human now.
Oh,
That
that's
is always the missing piece, is the shower.
yeah. Dude, showering, I don't do it as often as I probably should because I am one depressed bitch. But when I do, it feels so good and I am just me again, you know?
Mm-hmm. I when I'm doing when I'm actually productive and I get up in the morning, um, I don't usually start being productive until after I'm like cleaned up and dressed because I just can't seem to connect when I'm still, you know, in hibernation mode.
That's definitely a psychological thing. Just like if you separate your bedroom from your work room, like
Mhm.
it's a lot easier to stay productive because your brain is like, okay, this is the area where I'm productive, that's the area where I'm not.
Unfortunately, that is a huge case for me. My bedroom is my office, and my office is my playroom.
Oh,
No,
your playroom.
like gaming.
I know, I know. I was just joking.
So I sit at my computer, and my brain's like, "Ooh, what are we gonna play?" And I'm like, "No, we're gonna write." And my brain's like, "Play?"
Yeah. That's why I have my desktop computer, right?
Mhm.
And that's where I have all of my games and that's where I listen to my music and stuff. But then I have my nice little laptop here. And this is where I write. So I have that separation even though I usually do it in the same room.
Mhm.
But if my desktop is off and my laptop is on, it's production mode. Oh, that's good. I mean, ish. I mean, she should probably be asleep, but at least Jordan's not being kept awake.
Yeah, one thing in this house that drives me crazy is we have a perfectly good room that is not being used because it is still set up as a daycare nursery, even though my mom's just retired.
Oh,
And it's like, okay, but that's just storage now.
yeah.
And that could be used for office, a treadmill, anything.
Yeah. Like, why haven't you
She
done it?
refuses to start.
Oh, oh.
And she's using COVID as an excuse because she wants to sell stuff, but she doesn't want to be in contact with anyone, which I get, but we're sitting here just with our thumbs up our asses.
I mean, have you brought up with the possibility of renting a storage unit or something to put it in until COVID is over?
I haven't thought about that.
Um, Meadow has no office, usually sits at the dining room table. Stephanie doesn't have a separate room and only has a laptop. Right in my room on my bed, I would sleep every 100 words, dude. I would not stay awake. Usually sit on the bed or the kitchen table, yeah. And now, live from 30 Rockefeller Plaza, the Jayce Show. Aw. Blanked on the address. Oh
But
well.
I feel you so much, Stephanie, because that is such a hindrance to productivity is having all those spaces combined into one because it doesn't let you separate them in your head. And it's a very it's not not ableist. What is the word I'm looking for? Classist, maybe?
Classist? Yeah.
Just, saying, well, why don't you separate your spaces? It's like some of us don't have multiple spaces.
Mm-hmm.
Some of us are in really confined quarters.
And I mean, to some degree, there's still always an ability to kind of separate this part of the room, that part of the room. But at the same time, like when your place is small, too small, you kind of don't really, things bleed into each other and it's like still not fully separated. And so in an ideal world, you would have a workroom, a bedroom, a living room, and a kitchen / dining room. But that's not always the case.
Yeah, my dining room is also my office / bedroom / playroom.
Oh. You sit on the table because of this comment.
Mm-hmm.
Shared office with Mr. Sage also functions as our living room. It's not super productive. I feel that. Severely behind on that goal. I live in a 2-bedroom trailer. One of the bedrooms has a giant hole in the floor. And so I have this tiny little bedroom that I use for sleeping. And then everything else is in the living room / dining room area.
Can you store anything in the whole room?
Yes. All of the bullshit that I don't have a place for in my tiny little bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, gotta go get my charger real quick, so I'm gonna turn off my video. Ugh. Oof. God, it's already 2-ish at my time.
Almost 5 a.m. here.
Oh, crap. I haven't been checking my phone.
We are almost to a normal person or a normal time for early risers to get up in my area.
Early risers? What time is it there again?
Almost 5.
Almost 5. So you have like the ridiculously like early bird, like old people getting up and going for jogs and shit.
Yeah. This is a very hippie / yuppie town, which is really weird combination.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ann Arbor is super weird. It's like, I guess you could say the norm is like witch Karens. Just weird combination of artsy, spiritual, and upper class.
Wow. That is a very strange combination. Oh, we have comments and stuffs.
Yes.
Oh, Stephanie, that sucks.
Oh, especially with kids too.
Yeah, that's rough. I mean, sounds like you're making it work. At least you're getting some stuff done, but
I would have,
know.
regardless of the weather, I would need to be outside a lot because just that many people in that small a space would crank my anxiety up to 11.
For sure. Tiny 2-bedroom apartment. Be a great size without Noelle, but nowhere near big enough for the 3 of us, yeah. This apartment ain't big enough for the 3 of us. Mud brick house that is falling down around her. Oh, goodness. Burglars literally pulled bricks out of your wall?
Damn.
That is, I mean, not cool, but determination.
They straight up Kool-Aid manned into the house.
Oh yeah, it wasn't bad until the shutdown. I feel that. Like, at least you had a roof over your head when you needed it, but you could go out and do stuff during the day. Ah, that's a good plan. It's a good plan. Um,
So, in short, all of us are on the struggle bus,
Struggle bus. Yay.
which was also a joke name for our company, Struggle Bus Editing.
Oh yeah. At least you have enough good humor to look past the fact that they're dickwads. All right. Oh, apparently they did it on the night they got the alarm system installed. Wow, those guys suck. All right, let's go ahead and do another sprint.
Okay.
What length are you feeling?
Oh, I'm good with anything now that I'm functional.
Um, let's see. Let's see. What about you guys? Any suggestions for the length of the sprint? I would also hire a struggle bus editing. Like, I would be like, that would be the first place that I would apply for. I would be like, will you please edit my stuff? Because I feel you on a deep, soul shattering level.
Our logo's just a broken down bus. No wheels.
No wheels, no.
And it's like spray painted and we're living out of it.
Yeah. But it is attached to a coupe that you drive and tow this struggle bus around with.
As sparks come off because there are no wheels.
Yes.
We're just dragging a brick behind us.
Fantastic. I love it. Didn't take anything of value. Ah, that is a lot of stuff of value. Wine and a leather jacket. Those bastards. Meadow. Well, looks like we got some rebranding to do. Really doesn't like how much editors charge to edit things. You know, I used to be on the same page with that. It would frustrate me how much they charge. But then at the same time, like, they gotta make a living wage and they can only edit so many things at a time, so.
Yeah, that is the problem, is how much time it takes to edit.
I mean, I personally, like, can spend anywhere between, like, a week and 4 months editing a manuscript. It depends on how interested I am in it and how depressed I am at the time. So I wouldn't charge based on the hour, just based off of that. But I usually do look at each manuscript and think to myself, is this going to capture my attention enough for me to speed through it? Or, well, speed through it as far as editing goes. Obviously, you can't go too fast or you'll miss things. But yeah, no, I do case by case basis with a range that I stick to.
But like, if I'm editing a 10,000 or 100,000 word book, that's
Yeah.
going to take me a few weeks. And if we're charging, $800 for that, that's $800 for 3 weeks of work.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot.
Moon Bunny Creative for my brand. I would totally steal Struggle Bus. Try to keep the prices on the lower end if you want to hire us. Editing is hard and time consuming. Our labor is worth something. Very much agreed. I haven't really gotten exactly the skills that I want for for being an editor. My eye isn't quite as keen as I'd like it to be, which is why I'm going to school for it. But
even editors, their eyes don't catch everything, especially if they're editing a dumpster fire.
oof, that's rough. Oof, yeah. And I also have to learn. Like, that's another thing that I'm going to school for. I have to learn how to say you fucking suck. um, I mean, obviously in nicer words, but
Yeah, Meta. Oh, sorry, I'm looking at Stephanie's comment. Meadow and I found some sites like that where editors were charging 3K.
oh hell no.
It's like, are you serious?
Oh hell no. Oof. Where's my phone? Where did it go?
But yeah, we are considering for like the copy editing and stuff that if someone's writing is really, really difficult to get through, to charge by the hour.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Meadow's right. One editor will not catch everything, which is why you need more than one.
For sure.
Like, if I'm doing the developmental edits, then my copy edits won't be as great on the book because I'll already be familiar with the story and my brain will skip over things
Mm-hmm.
because I'm through familiarity.
Yeah.
And that's why especially a proofreader, having a separate proofreader than your copy editor is going to be key.
For sure. 3K a book is okay?
No, she doesn't
Oh,
think.
don't think. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I mean, unless I am a fucking supercomputer editor and I can catch every little last thing, maybe I'll charge 3K. But I'm not, so I won't.
Exactly.
I
No,
agree.
I was talking to Meadow about this yesterday. These people that are charging just extreme amounts of money, I think they're catering to the clientele that knows going in that their book is already, they already have an agent, they already have an audience, so they know they're going to make the money.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, so you are catering to the rich ass established writers, and
Mhm.
anyone else is just screwed.
Yeah. Nah, I wouldn't even take advantage of like rich people for that. I mean, I personally think that there shouldn't be anybody who's necessarily rich. I mean, not getting into politics, but yeah, that's how I feel. Um, but at the same time, I'm not going to charge you more just because you have more in your pocket. I might charge you less if you don't have any in your pocket, but I'm not going to charge you more because you have more in your pocket, you know?
Yeah, it is difficult with the pricing just because you want to be there for indie authors, but you also have to survive. And it's such a hard line to find.
Mm-hmm. For sure. And I think another problem I have, I keep listing all of these problems I have, is I don't know how to charge for my services because I have really low self esteem and really low self worth. So I'm like, eesh. You know?
I'm the same way. That's why I have Meadow. He's like,
Yeah.
no, you're worth this. I'm like, okay.
I usually take the standard and drop it by like a percentage.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not to be like that one person who undersells so that they get more business, but because I'm worried that I'm not up to standard. So,
Well, here's my take on the editing industry is that there are so many more writers than there are editors available that even if you do undercut, you can't take enough business to make a dent in, the higher paying people's, you know,
mhm.
bottom line, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Knows what Jayce is worth. They can charge accordingly. Like, I don't know, 300 a manuscript? No, Jayce. No.
Basically, that is what happens. I'm like, oh no, they're you know they're down on their luck and they need someone. Let me just do this for them. She's like, no, you're getting paid.
Yeah, that totally makes sense.
You can't live your life catering to all the charity cases that you want to.
Very much true. Myself, on the other hand. Willing to
Yeah,
negotiate. We can put a payment plan in place for sure. Obviously not to the point where I can't pay my bills or feed the. Yeah. In general, creative chronically underrate themselves. I heard that. I've definitely.
yeah, but see, Meadows underestimating her powers too, because she's one of those oh, damn it. Words just left my head.
Doesn't
Um,
that happen so often?
as I get older, oh, it's really bad these days. Where it's just like proofreader. That's the word I was looking for. She is a power proofreader. Where she can find all those little tiny things that I don't even notice.
Mm. So she's got fucking eagle eyes for those things.
Yes.
That's cool. That's good. I mean, charge a lot then, Meadow, because that's kick ass.
And that's why our services work so well together because I make the story happen and she makes it actually readable.
Here's my lovely pile of word vomit. Make it pretty.
I'm one of those damn it.
Yes. Oh shucks. Yeah.
But that's also why we want to bundle our services. Like if you use both of us, that is a discount.
Yeah. So are you like for developmental or
I do
what?
developmental and copy editing.
Okay. So if I were to potentially join your company, would there be place for a line editor for like flow and stuff like that?
Probably. But also it's a matter of there's, like I said, more people needing editing. So it's not a matter of is there room? It's a matter of, you bringing in the business.
Yeah.
Because having just even if you were a developmental and copy editor,
Mm-hmm.
that would still work because we can have more clients at a time.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. There would be a place for any editor, in other words. So, yeah. I'm so excited. I want to be an editor already. Oh, charge 0.005 per word for proofreading, and Sage charges the same. So, you guys want to get one more sprint in? I think I'm kind of near the end of my productivity rope.
Yeah, how close are you with your words for this day? Ooh, hiccups.
I still need about 350.
And how many minutes do you need to hit that 350?
Potentially like a 30-minute sprint. You want to finish strong?
We can do that.
Okay. I will try to do my best and kick some ass. Real quick, don't do those. So if I have potential client looking for all of that, can refer them to you guys, eh?
Sweet.
All right. Let's go ahead and flip. Why did it stop sharing my screen? Hold on. Chrome tab. 25 minutes. Okay. And you know what? Let's just do a 25. It's already
Okay.
set up. I'm
That
too
works.
lazy for this. All right, we'll go ahead and start our sprint in 3, 2, 1. Do stuff. Alrighty, that is the end of our last sprint. Yay!
Woot woot.
And the moment of truth has arisen. Aw. 37 words short.
Well, looks like you're going to have to do one sprint at Charlotte's.
Yeah. How did you do, Jayce? What did you get done?
I have been breakfasting.
That is totally valid. I should probably do that. I'm hungry. Though it's only 2:36 in the morning. I don't know if that would be really considered breakfast.
It's fourth meal.
Okay.
That's what Taco Bell calls it.
I'm totally down for whatever Taco Bell has to say. Let's see. Let's look through the comments. Yes, I can find those 37 words somewhere. I was actually really feeling what I was writing before the timer went off. It took me a little while, but I finally got into it. So I will probably finish that up before even I head over to the stream, if I do. Today, it's technically today since it's 2:37 in the morning. Today I need to get another 2,000 words done after that 37. So.
Sleep is for the weak.
Yeah. Who needs sleep?
No,
Yeah.
I need to get moving on stuff, but I'm wondering if me going through everyone's streams is actually helping me.
Oh?
I think I'm getting distracted too much by like chatter and stuff, and I need to like step away from talking to people for a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, these streams are very helpful for like people who need that break in the chatter. But for other people, or even those same people who, have had too much of it, sometimes you just got to take a break and write for yourself and be distant.
I just need some quiet time so I can start working.
Yeah. And then once you get in the groove of things, then you might be able to
Exactly.
filter back in. I totally get that. Oh, I'll sleep in the next world. I feel that. All right. Well, we'll go ahead and end it here. Jayce, do you want to do an outro?
That's the same as my intro. I am Jayce Maxwell, author and editor. I edit for Rose City Editing as a developmental and copy editor. I am working on my first book, which is Blood of the Masked, which is an adult urban fantasy with some social justice themes in there. And yeah, I think that's gonna be it for now.
All right. I'm pretty sure everybody watching knows exactly who I am and what I do. But
Do your fifth intro for the day.
yeah, for my millionth time, I am Fee or Tiffany Clark, depending on what genre I'm writing and whatever you want to call me at the time. Just don't ever use Tiff or Tiffy, please. For the love of God, I hate it. And I also am currently writing rapid release romance / light fantasy under the pen name of Karis Quinn. So be on the lookout for that towards the end of next year. I'm probably going to be can't word self-publishing that as a rapid release, probably one book every month. So yeah, Karis Quinn, look it up when the time is right. Anyway, thank you guys so much for coming. I am rambling because I'm tired. Have a good night.
You too.